And for Arsenal, they were in pole position to finish in top 4. In fact, everyone believed that they would make top 4. But here we are. Daniel, how did we get here?
For who?
For Arsenal. It's almost like this fall apart. Honestly, it's not.
No, but you know he's actually about...
It's Mikel Arteta. Who else is it? It's Mikel Arteta. And you see, look, we've gone through this thing.
And it's the same issues over and over again.
It's the same issues. It's almost getting annoying because... And you see, when I address this thing, a lot of people take it. Look, I'm sitting here in Ghana. I have no personal problem with Mikel Arteta.
From that.
I don't know him. I've never met the man. I don't have anything against him. But when he was coming, you see, I like football and I like my football to be competitive. There's a certain standard that growing up Arsenal set that I expect them to be at. And I feel, you see, when you look at how Chelsea does their business with managerial ins and outs, they do it based on a standard. Do you get me?
Yeah.
When you are coming in, you have to do better than the person whatever the person did last season. That's how it's progressive.
Yeah.
It has to be better. It's a must.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, then you get the door. And you can see it is progress since that when Jose Mourinho came. In fact, from Ranieri to Mourinho to Scolari to everybody, when you come, there's a certain standard you have to live up to. Look at Liverpool under Klopp. Last season, they didn't do too well. But they've gone back to where they expect to be. And they've put work in place just to make sure that they get back to that standard. They are standards. And you see, I always say that if you are a Man United or an Arsenal and you want to compete, you have to look at Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, because that is the new standard.
Yeah.
And if you can't compete with these guys, then you have no business calling yourself a big team, because they are now the big teams now. That is what it is.
Whether you like it or yes.
Whether you like it or yes, they are the big boys now. So if you want to bamba with them, then you have to be of a certain level. And for Arsenal, you see, Arteta is just not that guy. He's just not that guy. Look, you can talk all you want to talk. But at the end of the day, it is the results that will
expose you.
Finish 8th in his first season. Okay, fine. He inherited for somebody. But I always say, if you want to attribute the FA Cup win to him, then you also have to attribute the league position to him, because he didn't start the FA Cup campaign. Somebody started and he came to continue and he won. So then if somebody started the league season and he came to continue and he finished 8th, then you also have to take responsibility for that. It is what it is on your CV. Second season, which was a full season, he had a transfer window in the summer, he had a transfer window in January, he finished 8th. Then again, he's had a clean transfer window in the summer, has an opportunity to fix problems that made him finish 8th last season. He's had January again. And look at what is happening. And you see, we need to be extra critical of Arteta, because I always say it. He got kicked out of the FA Cup on the 3rd round. That's in January, the first match of the year.
Yeah.
He's kicked out against Nottingham Forest. He's in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. He's kicked out Liverpool. Those games happen end of January, beginning of February. No European competition all season. So literally, from mid-January to now, he's had only the Premier League to think about and only top 4 to think about. Now, if you look at Arsenal's position at the time, they had a realistic chance of finishing in top 4. And they were fighting against teams like Tottenham Hotspur, who had cup competitions. They had the FA Cup to deal with, Conference League to deal with. Man United, who were in the Champions League, were in the FA Cup. They had West Ham, who are still in the Europa League, had FA Cup duties to think about. In fact, West Ham got kicked out, I think, late February. So you had the advantage in that sense. But what do you do? And this is the inexperience I was talking about. You let 6 players leave in the summer. Some of those players... In the winter. Some of those players could have done a decent job for this Arsenal team. Now let me go down into the nitty-gritties. In the summer, at the start of this season, if you watched Arsenal last season, the Arsenal that finished 8th under Mikel Arteta, anytime Partey got injured, there was a clear deficiency in the team. Their form went down. Anytime Tierney got injured, there was a clear deficiency in the team. Their form went down. So what do? You can't guarantee that these players will be fully fit throughout the season. So as a big team, you go for replacements, you go for backups. Backups who are up to the standard of the guys who are already playing. Backups who can bring in competition. You go and get somebody who, when Partey is even fit and he's not doing well, that person can come in and replace him. Yeah. You get somebody that when Tierney is fit and he's not playing well, he can come in and replace him. But who are their replacements?
The big teams have those
The
examples.
big teams have those examples.
De Bruyne was out for almost 6 months.
But Man
last
City doesn't
season, they
feel
won the
it.
league.
Man City fans will forget.
Yeah.
Jorginho can decide to sit 6 games on the bench. Chelsea fans will not know because Kovacic and Kante are more than capable of doing that job. There is quality, and that is what a big team is about. Okay, so if Partey gets injured, who comes in? Lokonga. Look at the gap in quality. If Tierney gets injured, who comes in? Tavares. Look at the gap in quality. And these are guys who were bought by Arteta. He let somebody like Maitland-Niles go. And Maitland-Niles is a utility player. He can play everywhere. He can do the interim job. He can do those 1 month or those 5 games that Partey is not around. Those 5 games that Tierney is not around. He can fit in those positions and do a job for you. But you let all of them go because they don't fit in your plan. So they should go. And when they go, you don't replace them. And you have such a small group of players. And it's not like the quality is all around and you can use that small group of players. I've mentioned the quality is in like 2 or 3 players. So if injuries happen to those 2 or 3 players, what are you going to do?
And
it's all down to experience.
In good form have lost form.
I've lost form. You see, in friends, it's all down to inexperience. I'll tell you this, and Chelsea fans know this very obvious example. Diego Costa in his last season with Chelsea, in January, he was close to leaving because he had fallen out with the manager Antonio Conte. But what did Conte do? He wanted to go to China. Conte said, no, I don't like you. Personally, we don't like each other. But you are good for a job, and we have a job to do. So he's put his ego aside. We finish the job, and then after I win the league in the summer, at the end of the season, you can go where you want to go. And that's what they did. But with this Aubameyang situation, this was a Lacazette guy who was already not scoring when Aubameyang was around. You are letting your club captain, the most prolific goal scorer in your team, leave. And I'm not saying they should have kept him, but you had to get a replacement. It was a must. Once Arsenal were told point blank they were not going to get Vlahovic, for me, let Aubameyang stay. Let him stay.
You never know.
You never know when you need him. And you see, you've already shown in the first few months of your reign that you can deal with him. You can deal with his excesses. So do that for 6 months because there's a very crucial job to do. That is finishing in the top 4. After that, then you sack him and let him go. Last example, look at Dembele at Barcelona. We all know this transfer window in the winter. Xavi wanted him out. The boy said he won't go. They give him opportunities to leave. He said he won't go. And it got to a point, Barcelona almost forcing him out. Then Xavi said, okay, fine. It's left with a few weeks to the transfer window. It doesn't look like this guy is going. He has quality. He may not be in my plans, but he has quality. Today, look at what Dembele is doing for Barcelona. Key player for
them.
them.
They want him to renew the contract.
Exactly.
Now, to speak.
You see, that is football. And these things come with...
It's called man management.
It comes with experience. And friends, lastly, my point is, look, it is different if he's managing West Ham. It's different if he's managing Everton. For teams like Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Man City, you don't have 6 months. You don't have 1 year to build.
And that whole idea of I'm building a team is a fallacy.
No.
You have to be winning while building.
When Klopp came in, his first year came in October. He said he was building. But in January or in February, he was in the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah.
End of that season, he was in Europa League final. Yeah. The following season, he finished them in top 4. The following season, he finished them in top 4 and they made a Champions League final. Then the season after that, he finished second in the league, won the Champions League, and after that, he won the league. That is progress.
Yeah, that's building.
That is progress.
That is building.
Progress is not talking and finishing 8th, and talking and finishing 8th, and talking and finishing 8th. That is not progress.